Wow. I'm going to kick off with it saying Happy Transformational Tuesday. I saw the red moon this morning over the bay on my early morning walk, and it took my breath away. It's just amazing. So, welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk about consciousness and why it's so important. And this may seem kind of, no pun intended, let's say, but understanding why it's so important so you can understand why about certain things in your life, certain things you read, certain things you listen to, certain things you watch, certain things that happen to you. It all goes into this topic of really expanding your consciousness so you can understand why. So last night I recorded my monthly podcast YouTube video with my incredible niece, Sienna, and I will post it on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow night, like within the next few days, by Thursday for sure. I just have a lot going on. So when we were deep diving into the books that we each chose, we each chose different non-fiction books this time. Normally we talk about fiction. This time we talked about non-fiction books. It was very fun to contemplate a deeper message and a deeper intention about society in regards to each of the books that we chose. And I personally wasn't expecting that off the bat. I was maybe a little bit as I started to get into the book I chose. I definitely hadn't thought about that in advance with the book my niece chose, but it came through. And it came through as consciousness in terms of me seeing and understanding a bigger picture than what the book just was at the surface 3D level. Okay. So when you watch that video with my niece and I, you'll see it kind of unfold, right? The onion that I talk about. You'll see me kind of like go, oh, wow. What does this mean about society? And then my book tied into that too. What does this mean about society? Just from two different lenses, but it was the same total message that came through with a zoomed out lens that is consciousness, that is awareness, that there's messages that lay beneath the surface, right? I'm getting this vision of the ocean that's just coming to me, like the ocean, and there's all these fish, and there's coral, and there's seaweed, and there's little plankton, and there's all these things like beneath the ocean. But we as normal humans just look at the water, at the top of the water, right? We don't really sit and contemplate and think about all that's going on beneath the ocean. And even, I'm going to blow your mind on this one, beneath the ocean, in the core of the earth, there's things going on. So when you really get to this level and you've opened up your consciousness to really think about this, all these amazing things start to click, like your synapses start to move and groove. And when you start to think in this way with these whys, like, why is this? How did this happen? How is this? You're not coming from a place of judgment. You're coming from a place of curiosity. And that curiosity is expansive. And that is what's transformational. Hence my Transformational Tuesday video. It's very fascinating. I love it. To me, it's like a video game. It's like literally what lights me up. And my husband and I had this conversation years ago about what lights us up, right? Me, it's cracking codes. It literally lights me up. Nothing else lights me up. Some people be like, oh, going on vacation, and they don't understand anything be like attached to that. Again, lack of consciousness. For my husband, it's fishing. So again, surface level, someone would say fishing. But when you dive into that, it's the hunt. It's the struggle. It's figuring it out. It's winning against himself with nature, right? So when you really start to dig into this and have this level of awareness in terms of the why is this like this? it opens you up to so much potential in your life, right? I'm in the middle of watching an incredible video program, and I love the exercise. I love it. I think it's amazing. Like, I would say probably one of the best things I've ever seen her do. Love it. But there's so much why packed into that. Why? And then the women that are speaking, why? It's really fascinating. And again, no judgment, just curiosity. Just curiosity, which is a whole other level, because normally we judge, right? Normally we judge like all of that. But instead I'm like approaching with curiosity, like, why did she say that? Why did it come across like that? And it just makes everything more expansive. That is consciousness. That is consciousness. So the purpose of this channel and what I'm doing with my little solo videos that I do about 5 days a week, they fit into my schedule about 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long, 12 minutes long, right in that bucket. So they're bingeable. They're not taking a bunch of your time. It's just to give you examples and help you, push you along the way. Sometimes I'm a little pushy. Yep, I get that. I am pushy. Raise my hand high. But it's to get you to like snap out of this like general 3D world that we're living in, where we're just looking at things like from a face value. Like, oh, this is that book, and that's it. No, I'm going to challenge you to go beneath the surface. Think of things in terms of society, in terms of nature, in terms of how we're all connected. We are all connected. Google Indra's web. Google Indra's web. And you'll be like, oh my gosh. Because now we have the internet, right? So we think of the internet in this like 3D way. We have the internet. Oh, just, use the internet. I just told you to Google this, right? Use the internet. But go back. Indra's web is really about connection, right? So that'll open up a whole other level of expansion for you. And then watch my YouTube video that'll come out with my niece and I doing our writing tips for the month, and listen to how we unpack each of the 2 books that we talked about. And then we ended the podcast and I realized there were some other things I was like, oh, I wanted to bring that up. So maybe I'll then do a follow-up video like this for after I release that podcast. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Please like, comment, share. I appreciate that. My website's melindavanfleet.com. I feel complete on this message today. So I hope everyone has a beautiful Transformational Tuesday. Ponder what I said. See if it lands. So a saying that came to me like 2 days ago is, when a message falls on deaf ears. And my husband and I were talking about that, because that's like an old time Gen X saying, it lands on deaf ears, meaning like the person doesn't even like hear you. The person doesn't even get it. And that's frequency. You're just not at that frequency yet that I'm speaking to. So there may be parts of my message that just didn't land. That's okay. I've learned to not judge myself, and I don't want anyone else to judge themselves. But that's why I said, go back, listen to old videos. And if you're here for a reason, and I thank you. And please share this message to people that you think have the right ears at the right frequency, that are ready to hear these messages, because they are truly transformational. All right. Bye for now. Thanks.